Hey everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I posted, so I thought I'd do just basically another update, especially on these transplanted Washingtonia robusta seedlings, since I'd separated them. Had a little setback about a week ago. This table tipped over. I guess we had quite a bit of heavy rain and the ground got pretty saturated and sort of gave out here at the front. And so these posts basically gave out. It's not the most sturdy setup, so I think I'm going to go ahead and either put some blocks underneath there or actually move them into that little greenhouse I have. So, but I wanted to go ahead and show you how they're looking, and as you can tell, kind of get my shadow out of there. So you can tell they're, some of them are doing okay, and then some of them are just kind of barely hanging on. You can see, some of these look pretty green. And then there's ones like that one right there that it's just basically a little twig. I don't know if that's going to make it. And then there's one over here that I noticed that looks pretty dead as well. Not really any green on that one. But a lot of these have, the first strap leaves are pretty much dead, but they have some green coming up. So we'll see what happens with these. I don't think them tipping over and falling on the ground. Most of them fell on the ground when the table collapsed, so I don't think that really helped, but got them all back. One of them was already dead when I took it out, and I was getting ready to put them back in the pots. There's still some spilled soil on the ground there that's basically where they fell. And the ones on the ground here, these have done okay, so, but they're looking okay. I think what I would have done differently with these is I probably would have waited till they started actually growing more and actually showing some more actual growth and let it warm up a little bit more before transplanting them and putting them into that shock stage. So that's the thing I would have done differently, is just waited maybe a little bit longer, but I was getting a little impatient, and I wanted to get them separated. The other ones I still have in the community pots. And then also I have 3 new little containers here. These are all the Washingtonia robusta seedlings I gathered from the Gulf Coast of Texas. And there's nothing coming up yet, but I'm sure with it gradually heating up, we're just here at the end of April, toward the end of April, so it's plenty of time for it to warm up and for these to pop out. So we'll see what happens with that. So now I'm going to take you to some of the new growth that I noticed over the last few weeks. So stay tuned. Okay, so I basically isolated the pots, the Washingtonia pots here, and some of these I've already talked about quite a bit. If you've seen previous videos, you're probably familiar. These are all the Folifera ones. These actually got burnt along with these 2 big ones here. They got pretty burnt, but these are coming back pretty well. This one's actually got a lot more green on it now, this one right here, because it wasn't looking very good for a while. And then there's all these new ones that have been popping up since I moved back in November. So in the last 5 months or so, there's been a lot of new seedlings popping up. And then over here, this is great because I actually pulled out quite a bit of dead seedlings. As you can tell, because they were about the same height. And then over here I pulled a bunch out, but there's all these new little ones popping up. I kind of mentioned in the last video, you can barely see them, but now they're all coming out. It seems like there's new ones popping up every time I look, so that is a really good sign. I did actually attempt to separate these, but with all these new ones coming up, I thought I'd wait until they got a little bit bigger. And I found a lot of extra seed, so much so that I decided to make another pot. And now I have some more Folifera coming up in the pot here. And these may be more hybridized because there were robusta around the area. These things can easily hybridize if they're both in the same area, but these are actually all these seeds are actually from these 2 pots are from a Folifera seed bract that I found on the ground. So, and then these right here I think these are kind of filibusta. These might be hybrids. It's going to be interesting to see once they get a little bit bigger. So yeah, a lot of new growth. So if I do lose some of the ones out back, there's plenty more coming up that I'll be able to separate and put into more pots. So Washingtonia is growing like crazy. And then I also wanted to do a little, show you guys this too. This is interesting. I haven't put any seeds in this pot. I had these two little volunteers come up. Gonna twist that around. There's another one right there. But in the last few weeks, there's a new spear there. Get the sun on it. And another spear there. So I have 2 seedlings coming up. I have no idea what they are. And it's been almost 3 years since I put some seeds in here. So I'm pretty surprised. I didn't think anything was going to be coming up anymore. I thought that was about all I was going to get were these 2 over here. So it'll be interesting to see what those end up being. I put Brahia Super Silver seeds in here. I put a few saw palmetto seeds in here. I did put some Phoenix canariensis, Canary Island date palm seeds in there. But yeah, nothing was really coming up. But now I have a couple more. And I think there's actually a couple more smaller ones over here, but the camera's not going to really be able to pick those up. But anyway, so just want to do a quick update basically on the Washingtonias. Constantly new seedlings coming up, and just kind of hoping the ones out back do a little bit better over the summer. Hopefully with the warmer weather they'll bounce back okay. So anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them below, and I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.